9522, but only with territorial waters for features with high tide elevations. We lost our claims for the remaining features that are low tide elevations, as low tide elevations are not subject to sovereignty claims. This is the sad consequence of the Filipino legalist mindset, conforming our Republic Act 9522, baseline law, to only 150 the UNCLOS, and ignoring a great flexibility provided by diplomacy during using the entirety of the international and customary law. Check ko lang tayo para hindi tayo mag-overshoot. The Philippines hardballed further by incorporating RA 9522 and codifying UNCLOS and the 2019 arbitral award, and including a fictitious West Philippine Sea into a Maritime Zones Act, championed by losing Senator Francis Tolentino and signed by President Marcos Jr. on November 2024. Arbitral Tribunal case proponents sa cargo China will comply. Si Carpio, tandang-tanda na ni Pagod na, hindi, susunod ang China dito sa utos ng Arbitral Tribunal. Siyang natakot na po. Lalong tumigas po ang posisyon ng China tungkol dito. But we seem to be going in the opposite direction. 9 years have passed and China has fortified its assertion of sovereignty and actual control of the South China Sea areas disputed with the Philippines, tulad ng kanilang very firm control now of Scarborough Shoal, yung kanilang pagpapatansik po sa ERP Teresa Pambanua doon sa Sandy Cay ba? Am I correct? My recollection, Sandy Cay and so on. Tulad po nung kapagpipigil po before the bilateral consultative mechanism doon sa mga rotation and resupply mission doon sa BRB Sierra Madre sa Second Thomas Shoal or Ayungin Shoal. Na ngayon tahimik na po dahil po bumalik sa pag-uusap ang Pilipinas at China doon sa bilateral consultative mechanism. I think pang-10 na po kanilang usapan. Kaya na nahimik po yung issue ng BRB Sierra Madre at Ayungin Shoal. So, highlighting po the fact that sa dialogue ay may positibo ng resulta. At sa pangayan po, wala pong pakinabang ng Pilipinas, puro talo. Further explain. The 2016 arbitral award has been a key lawfare and cognitive warfare strategy of the U.S. pivot to Asia. Cognitive warfare, perception warfare, narrative warfare, information warfare, kasama po yan. Doon sa U.S. pivot to Asia with its Filipino proxies used to drive a wedge between China and the Philippines and create the China bully narrative to alienate China, isolate the Philippines from the ASEAN cooperation with China. Lahat po ng ibang bansa sa ASEAN, ang laking pakinabang po, bilyong-bilyong dolyar sa mga project at negosyo, kalakalan sa China, Pilipinas po, dahan-dahan po talagang pinuputol yung positive economic relations with China. And it has caused the Philippines to violate ASEAN ZOFAM, Zone of Peace, Freedom and Neutrality, at saka Southeast Asian Nuclear Free Zone Treaty. Dalawang treaty po na kailangan maintindihan po ng publiko na sinamahan po ng Pilipinas ang ASEAN. Neutrality at Nuclear Free Zone, we are already violating these. Pero ang ASEAN po ay tahimik dahil very polite ang ASEAN sa bawat isa. Marami silang reklamo sa Pilipinas na nangyayari po na nakikita na naman they're quiet, they're doing it diplomatically. The Philippines has drawn subtle but technical donation, mga advice from ASEAN, such as ex-Singapore Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong asking if the Philippines wants to be the battleground between the U.S. and China. So yan ay pahiwatig na po ng pag-aalala po ng ASEAN. Si Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong, ex-Prime Minister, nagsalita na gusto ba niyo mga Pilipino na maging battleground sa pagitan ng China, gitna ng China at Amerika? At Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim in 2023 sa interview kay Karen Dow, sabi niya, U.S. military presence should be avoided because then that would then provoke and escalate tension. Di ba? Yan po ang nangyayari. At yan naman gusto ng Amerikano. gusto ba yan ng Pilipino? Wala po tayong pakinabang sa tension na yan. The arbitral award is a key component of the ating ito. Kaya nakikita po natin si Father Revelatore. Myth used by the US-Filipino proxies to subvert and sabotage the effort to reach a win-win. Magkasundo ang Pilipinas at China. Solution proposed since Premier Deng Xiaoping's meeting with President Cory Aquino in 1988, if I'm not mistaken. And almost realized itong usapan ni Deng Xiaoping and Cory Aquino, almost realized by President Duterte by his 60-40 oil and gas joint venture with President Xi Jinping in 2017. Kung ito po ay hindi po sinabotahin ni Terry Moylosin, American boy, meron na po tayong daan-daan milyong dolyanes, hindi milyong dolyanes na pakinabang po sa ating joint venture with China sa langis at sa gas dyan sa South China Sea. Alienating the Philippines from China caused a loss of the $23 billion investment from China signed in January 2023 between President Xi Jinping and President Bongbong Marcos. January 2023, ang February bumaliktad na po si Bongbong Marcos. This was followed by systematic dismantling of in-pipeline projects as a multi-billion-dollar projects, Luzon South Railway, Mindanao Central International Rail, Subic Clark Rail projects, among many other priority projects. Bereft or wala nang mga pondo ngayon. Quotas have always also been imposed on incoming visitors from China, dropping tourism imposed from 1.9 billion level. Si Kakado uses 1.7, pero may dispute sa billion. Already attained in 2019 to less than 320,000 to be specific 2024 Chinese tourists arrived. Ang binas ng expenditure po ng Chinese tourists in 2019 in that 1 year alone was $2.2 billion US. $2 billion. Tama ba? Yes, $2.2 billion. Nawala po yan. We have lost almost $2 billion. No, 1.6, $1.7 billion because of our loss of a big part of Chinese tourism in the Philippines. The Philippines lost its national unity because of this arbitration award kasi nga ito ang ginagamit laban sa mga Duterte ng Bongbong administration at ng US proxies. Anong sabi nila sa Duterte? Bakit tahimik at tungkol sa West Philippine Sea? Finally, nagsalita ng maraming dalawang linggo sa sana. Yung neutral tayo dapat, hindi po tayo panig sa US, hindi tayo panig sa China. Ang West Philippine Sea is a very small aspect of the entire relationship with China. So natin split na nagkawatak-watak po ang Philippines dahil po dito sa issue ng arbitration award. As the US and the Filipino proxies use the fairy tale of the arbitration award to reach out and China tag. Kung merong red tagging, may China tagging. So sina-China tag kami, tayo, na mga hindi basta-basta nidulunok yung West Philippine Sea dito sa iya po nila. So nagsa-China tag sila ng advocates of independent foreign policy and neutrality in international relations in order to advance America's next proxy war and arms sales in the Philippines. The Bongbong Marcos pivot to the US must be reversed. So may pivot na isang Amerikano, si Bongbong naman ang pivot to the US. Must be reversed in the primacy of the Philippine Constitution, the independent foreign policy, as well as Article 18, Section 25, banning foreign bases, troops, and facilities being restored. Now, the final paragraph is the hope we have to work on it, and our think tank group, the Relations and the Philippines, that we studied the organized ng lobbying groups sa Senado, the 20th Senate. The 20th Senate, with its new majority of independent-minded, patriotic, and foreign relations neutralist senators, constitute a new home for the Philippines to restore its sovereignty, independence, and to put the arbitration award in its proper perspective. So, meron naman po tayong pag-asa na political instrument in trying to restore the independent foreign policy po natin, ang ating neutrality and good relations, restoring good relations with all countries, and that is the Senate. And we pledge to dedicate our next few years in lobbying for investigation of this arbitration award, for investigation of this facilities in fraud, for investigation on this China tagging na ginagawa mo ng US proxies mo. Baka we will also have call for investigation from Taliena, from Norby charges or allegations sa sort Fernando's raised, Fernando has also raised against Taliena about funding from the US and so on and so on. Marami pong issue natin dadaling po sa Senado at ating itutulak na imbestigahan po ng 20th Senate. With that, I end my presentation of our position paper with the final slide that we did in 2018 or 2019 pa. Sabi po natin, with the bit of the tile, thanks for the satire, thanks for the 350 million pesos. Hope the Filipinos won't know it's a hoax in arbitration. Puro mga Amerikanong binayaran na, Amerikanong abogado, $7 million. But the total cost of the entire arbitration po, $30 million that the COA is questioning. COA questions Aquino on the 700 million pesos. But this is an old figure. The latest figure from Bobby Tigao is $30 million na ginastos po ng Noynoy Aquino dito sa arbitration. At tinatanong ng COA kung anong mga detalye po nito. We don't know if there is any update on this, but we should also pursue it. With that, thank you very much, Danny. Thank you very much. I'll just respond to questions later on. Buuin muna natin yung mga presentations ng ating mga kasama.